Ladies and gentlemen, this bout, a tag team match, 1 fall, no disqualifications. Introducing first in the red corner, from the Fiji Islands, weighing 250 pounds, Jimmy, the Superfly, Snuka. His partner, also in the red corner, from Scotland, weighing 230 pounds, the United States heavyweight wrestling champion, Roddy Piper. Their opponents in the blue corner, first from Burlington, Ontario, weighing 255 pounds, Dewey Robertson. His partner from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing 250 pounds, Rick Nature Boy Flair.
Billy, I have no idea who first coined the phrase, the best for the last, but certainly it may have been custom-made for an afternoon like this.
Well, John, this is the match that everybody's been waiting for, not only all the fans here, but I've been waiting for this one myself, and I'm sure that every promoter would love, in wrestling today, would love to have this match in his arena.
You guys are fine to get out of that dress and get this ring on and strip you naked right out there, brother.
Ric Flair had something to say to Roddy Piper. I couldn't hear what he said from here, John.
He told them to get in the ring, otherwise they're going to lose their apparel, or in so many words. At any rate, this is the duration match. We must remind our television viewers that we have about 12 minutes in which to show this match because we're gradually running out of time. Now, in the event that we don't have a fall in this no disqualification duration match, 1 fall, we will pick up the conclusion of this match the following week. Now, that's in the event that this is not over by the time our time is up.
That's right. So, whatever you do, don't go away from that TV set because this is going to be a barn burner. I'll assure you of that.
All right, now while we're waiting for the two of them to get back into the ring, maybe this is a good time, Billy, for you to tell the rest of the fans about some upcoming Maple Leaf wrestling events.
I'd like to remind all our fans in the Brantford area that Maple Leaf Wrestling returns to the Brantford Civic Center on Monday, June 15th, starting time 8 p.m. Then we move over to the Oshawa Civic Center on Tuesday, June 16th, the starting time there, 8:15 p.m. And in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens on Sunday, June 14th, starting time 8 p.m., Frank Tunney presents the card we've all been waiting for. In tag action, you'll see El Toro and Kurt Von Hess taking on the Italian connection of Bruno Sammartino Jr. and Tony Parisi. In a no disqualification match, Ray the Cripper Stevens will take on Dewey Robertson. Then in a special match, Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, will take on Rick Nature Boy Flair. And finally, a Canadian heavyweight title match, Angelo King Kong Mosca, the current Canadian heavyweight champion, risks his title against Mr. Fuji. Remember, that all takes place on Sunday, June 14th, 8 p.m. in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens.
Billy, you went through the whole list, and we still aren't underway. But finally, the team of Piper and Snuka decided to come in. Now they're out again.
Well, John, it was obvious there was some confusion in the corner of Piper and Snuka. Who was going to start that match? You know that Roddy Piper, he wants no part of Ric Flair. Jimmy Snuka, on the other hand, he really doesn't want any part of Flair. And they're not particularly fond of meeting Dewey Robertson either. So, like you said, there's a couple of minutes have gone by, and there's really been Snuka and Piper really haven't decided who's going to start this match. In the meantime, Ric Flair, boy, he can't wait to get it on.
The fans are in a frenzy here this afternoon as Ric Flair and Jimmy Snuka may attempt to go at it. Now, if we don't have a fall, this this afternoon in this match because time is gradually running out on us here today. And we're going to carry the conclusion next week, meaning that you're going to see the whole match regardless. If it doesn't end by the allotted time this afternoon. But it may, so don't lose your seats.
Oh, and a beautiful drop kick by Flair, and there he goes right after Piper. However, Snuka's right behind Ric Flair. Moves in there. In comes Dewey Robertson. Terry Yorkson trying to restore order. And John, like I said, this is going to be a barn burner. There we see Roddy Piper going to work with the rope, taking advantage of that tag rope, has a wand around the neck of Ric Flair. And fans, whatever you do, if this match is not over by curfew, be sure and tune in next week because we'll bring you the end of this match. If it's not doesn't happen today, you'll see the end of it next week.
You saw the strength of Dewey Robertson just moments ago. He dragged Jimmy Snuka right across the ring and into the turnbuckle. But that allowed Roddy Piper enough time to go after Ric Flair with that tag team rope in his corner.
That's right. Well, Terry Yorkson was occupied trying to get Dewey Robertson back in his corner. Each team, the man on the outside, has to hang on to that tag rope, John. Now Terry Yorkson asking, see, there we have Roddy Piper. He has Terry Yorkson distracted. In the meantime, Jimmy Snuka goes to work on Ric Flair in their corner. Now Terry trying to get Dewey back outside. Meantime, Piper and Snuka going to work on Ric Flair. However, Flair comes back. Backs Piper into the corner. Now he's got him in a choke position. Snuka reaches over, breaks it up. What action and what a pace they're setting, John.
There's a man, you just saw him a second ago, who would dearly love to get into the heat of battle because his partner, Ric Flair, is in a heap of trouble right now.
Now the fans starting to chant, go, Rick, go. Go, Rick, go. There we see Terry Yorkson asking Roddy Piper, did you use the fist? No, of course not. He denies it. He said he hit him with an open hand. There we see Dewey Robertson standing out in the corner, unable, knowing that if he comes in, it's going to be to the disadvantage of Ric Flair.
I'll tell you one thing, if Dewey Robertson enters the ring, and if he does it very shortly, you're not going to be able to hear us speak because this crowd is going to go absolutely cotton-picking wild.
Oh, if Dewey comes in, if Ric Flair manages to make that tag, people are going to blow the roof off this arena.
But he's got to make the tag, and he's a long way from Dewey right now. And Snuka, of course, is standing like a smart wrestler should between him and his partner. Look at that.
Oh, he caught him with that beautiful chop. Now an elbow to the back of the head, and down goes Flair. And over he goes, and he makes the tag, and in comes Dewey. And he starts unloading on Piper. Now scoops up Snuka. Down he goes. In comes Piper. Up he goes. And Dewey pulling out all the stops. This match may end right here. Oh, caught him with a beautiful right in the midsection. Down goes Snuka. Down goes Piper. Is that Dewey pumped up for this one, John, or isn't he?
Yes, sir. Ric Flair, with every second Ric Flair spends in his corner, he's getting, of course, that necessary rest. All filling those lungs with oxygen once again. And he'll be ready to go, you may be sure, in a matter of minutes. Dewey Robertson, a fine physical specimen, makes the tag on Flair from the third story down at Roddy Piper. That this, of course, is our television curfew. If the match isn't over by the time we have to leave the air, we're going to stay right here, pick mark it up and show it to our fans next week. So remember that. Mark it on your calendar. But the match could end right now. Say so. Remember now, this is a one fall, no disqualification tag team match. It could end within the next 2 minutes. If it does, you'll see it right here this week. There's a 1, a 2. Oh, Piper is just out of the nick of time. Terry Yorkston had his hand raised high and then halfway down with only 2 minutes to go of our TV curfew this afternoon. Piper somehow is coming right back. Robertson into the rope. Oh, and he recoils right on top of Piper. There's a 2. Oh, and he breaks it again just in time.
Unbelievable. Every time you think that Dewey and Flair are going to take a fall, somehow Piper comes out. Now he's tagged in Jimmy Snuka. And in comes Snuka now. Goes to work on Dewey Robertson. Now the tide is turned the other way. First it was Flair and Dewey, then it was Snuka and Piper, then it was Flair and Dewey. Now it's turned in the favor once again of Piper and Snuka.
Time is running out. If we don't have a fall, ladies and gentlemen, we'll stay here, pick up the action, and we'll show you the conclusion of this tag team match next week right here. We have 1 minute to go. It's been an even match. It has seesawed back and forth. Dewey Robertson looking for a tag. Can't get there.
In comes Piper. We're on the countdown, John. As far as today goes.
Dewey in a heap of trouble. Can't make the tag. And our time is rapidly drawing to a close as Ric Flair is restrained by the referee, Terry Yorkston. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all the time we have this afternoon. But we will, Billy Red Lions and I, keep the cameras rolling so that we will be able to present the conclusion of this tag team match next week right here. So remember that. We'll be back next week.
Only 15 seconds to go. And the way it's going right now, you'll have to tune in next week. Catch the rest of this match.
We'll see you next week right here. Gentlemen, we are back. You might remember last week we left you at this point in this exciting tag team action between Rick the Nature Boy Flair, Dewey Robertson, Jimmy Snuka, and Roddy Piper. It was an even match. If you recall last week, it seesawed back and forth. And really, it would have been a photo finish, a split decision, if it had been called right there. Now, we're picking up the action in the final stages of this tag team match. It's anybody's bout, really. Billy Red Lions, welcome back. It's good to see you again.
Well, that's great to be back. And what a match this is. Well, like we said, this was going to be action. I knew it would be before the bell even rang. Oh, and Dewey moves out just in the nick of time, and Snuka misses a knee drop. Dewey up on his feet. Over he goes. Tries to tag in Ric Flair. Doesn't quite make it.
Just about made it, but couldn't. Remember now, when we left you last week, it was even, dead even. A photo finish. Some excellent maneuvers, some excellent moves. But neither team had the upper hand. It's a no disqualification, one fall, curfew match.
What a workout Terry Yorkson has been having.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and Piper and Dewey Robertson crashed together, both of them down. Both of them very well. There we see Snuka going up in the top rope. I thought he was going to come off the top there, John. However, Terry Yorkson warned him, you come off the top of that rope. However, there's no DQs. You see, he could have come off the top there. They wouldn't have been disqualified.
Right. No disqualification here this afternoon as we pick up part 2 of this exciting match between four very qualified professional wrestlers. Snuka, of course, has been on that top rope before, hasn't he, Bill? That's how he got the name.
That's right. When he comes off the... I don't know of anyone that makes the leap off the top rope like Jimmy Snuka. He must go at least 10 feet in the air. There we see Piper tags in Snuka, and at the same time, Dewey tags in Ric Flair. And here we go once again, John.
Dewey Robertson just managed to get out of the ring as the Superfly goes up and over.
Oh! Did he go up? Had to be 8 to 10 feet in the air. Flair picks him up, slams him to the mat. Gives it that little strut, drops that elbow to the neck area, goes for the pin. 1 and a 2. Once again, about a 2.5, John.
Remember last week, Billy, we saw a number of close counts, too. Almost 2.5. A number of occasions last week, and we saw another example of it there. How much more can they take? It's a battle of the fittest, really, isn't it?
It is. The survival of the fittest, the battle of the fittest. Ric Flair caught that knee, goes for that figure 4. Gets it hooked in. And John, this could be it. This could be it. No, in comes Snuka.
And Flair felt that one. I don't think there's any question about that. Ric Flair, the recipient of boot by Jimmy Snuka. He had Roddy Piper all tangled up in the figure 4. He would have had him if it wasn't for Snuka. And Snuka's in there right now. Look at Piper leaving the ring. He's exhausted. A headbutt from Snuka, and Flair feels that. The tide has turned so many times in this match as we had anticipated. Look at Dewey Robertson on the left-hand side of your screen. He is just dying to get back into action. Flair is close enough to make the tag. He doesn't know where he is, obviously.
Well, he's a little too far away to make the tag yet. Takes a side headlock. Snuka throws him off once again. Good shoulder block. Snuka catches him coming off in the backbreaker. Sets him up. Ooh, and down he comes with a headbutt right to the forehead of Ric Flair. Goes for the pin. And in comes Dewey and makes the save.
Dewey didn't see Roddy Piper snuck up behind him. And Piper has hurt Robertson just a little bit.
Oh, and a beautiful move by Dewey Robertson. Hey, what about that, John? How's that for teamwork? Fantastic.
A great maneuver by Dewey Robertson ends up in success for his team, along with Rick Nature Boy Flair. Let's go to ringside. Here's Norm Kimber.
The winners of the match, the team of